Hello guys, welcome back. In this video, let us see one more interesting topic, that is querying and scanning by using code to your DynamoDB table. So where my DynamoDB table I'll get from? I'll get this from Boto3 resource. So first that's why I imported Boto3 library at first. Then this is all thing is Lambda function. I'm writing it in Python code. So that's why its extension is .py. So under this Lambda handler, I have event as well as context. So what does this event specify, sir? This event specifies whatever the event happened. If you want to test by providing test event, then you can able to configure your test event. Now let's see. I want to do. I want to scan my whole data, scan my bucket for something, and I want to perform querying of my bucket. Whatever the DynamoDB table I have, for the table, I want to query my table and I want to scan my table. So for that, first I need to provide my DynamoDB table, right? So for that, under Boto3, we have a resource identifier. So to identify any resource in your AWS account, you can use this resource under Boto3. Boto3.resource will identify what are the resource. If you want to identify S3 resource, then you specify S3 here. Currently, I'm identifying a table in my DynamoDB. So that's why I've provided DynamoDB here. So whatever the DynamoDB resource, that will be stored under where, which variable? DynamoDB variable. After this, what I want a table in my DynamoDB. So by using this DynamoDB, I can access table. My DynamoDB service is stored in this variable. So by using this DynamoDB, I can able to access any table which is present under my account by using this dot table. By using dot table, you can able to identify what are the tables which are present under your DynamoDB service. So here I am specifying my table name. To identify a particular table, we need to specify a table name, right? Since I have created frequent flyers in previous videos, so I'm just want to perform scanning as well as querying operations on that as well, on that only. So that's why I'm picking that. So that's why I specified frequent flyers here. Now, first I want to perform query operation. So I want to perform query operations. If you want to perform query operation, then you must need to specify partitioning key. And if you want, you can also choose optionally sort key conditions as well. In addition, if you want, you can able to provide filter expressions as well. So don't need to worry about it. I'll tell you one by one on detail. So you can see this is by using this way, we can able to query data. What way? By using get item. By using get item, we can able to apply query on it. So here you can see under this table, whatever the table that I've selected, the table is stored under this variable. So under that table also, what I'm expecting my key value is this. My key values I'm specifying, my ID is this, and my last flight as this. This ID represents my partitioning key, and this last flight represents my sort key. So whatever the item which is having this partitioning key and this sort key, so that item I want to get. So this line represents under the table. So that's why I put table dot get item to get the item which is having a key. Key values are these. First one is partitioning key and second one is sort key. So my key values are like this. If in my table, then get that item that I'm telling here. So if I got the response, I'm storing it in the response variable. So under that response, I am printing the item value, whatever I got. So this is the way to get the item by using simply querying. Now, by using scanning, I want to get the item. So if you want scanning, then use scan of function. So already I created my table in my table variable. So now if you want to scan table, then use dot scan option. So what does this dot scan option will do is it will scans your whole table. So that's why it costs you very high expensive compared to other options while reading your data. So while using this scan, must be ensure that you will be charged a lot. So try to avoid the scan option so that you will be charged less while querying your data. If you have need, then choose this scan options as well. So in companies, mostly they do not prefer this because this option charge you more compared to other reading options. So try to use other reading options. If there is no option for you to use, then use this scan option. So if you want to scan, then dot scan is the option that you can able to scan. So here I'm not even providing anything filters. So I just scanned the whole table. Under items, I'm storing all the resultant items. Under the result, I have stored my scan, table scan. So under the result, I have items, right? So for those items, I'm storing in items variable. Now by using for loop, this is a loop syntax where we can able to pick each and every element from the items and we can store it under items and we can able to print it. So by using this for loop, my all the items are printed one by one. Up to now, we have seen scanning the entire table without filters. And we have also seen getting the item by using partitioning key as well as sort key. Now we see the scanning by using filters. By the scanning by using filters. So this is same like the previously you have seen, but the only change that I have done is I have added filter expressions. I have added filter expression. If you want, you can able to add it. Now I want to filter all my responses before getting the response. So I'm scanning by using filter expression. Under Boto 3 DynamoDB conditions, I'm providing what are the attributes that I am subscriber value equals to true. This ATTR represents attributes. That means columns. What are the column name subscriber dot value equals to EQ represents equals, and whatever the value that provided under equals to of, that will be validated. So whenever my subscriber value is true, those items only I got. So where this attribute and equal to option is provided is under conditions. Under DynamoDB conditions, you can have this option to filter. Under Boto 3 dot DynamoDB dot conditions, under the attributes you selected subscriber dot equals of true, which represents if that is equal, then only you got those responses. Items having those responses will got at that particular time only. So what are the responses you got, that will be stored under results, and after that you are getting the items from the result and storing at an items. Now again you are printing one by one item by using for loop. So from that items you're picking one by one by using for loop and you are just printing one by one item here. So if you run this, if you test run this, you got three responses. First response is for what? For what are the item which is having this partition key and this sort key. For that item you got response and that will be printed here. And under scanning the entire table, you're printing all the items here. But under scanning the entire table with a filter, you are printing only the items which are having attribute subscriber will be equals to true. So let's see what is the response that we get after running this. So for that, you first click on test. You can see under response, however we expected, like that only we got the response. So before scanning the entire table, now we got the response with what are the key value that were specified. So we specified ID value and we even specified the another value. So based on that, we got one item as our response. You can see after scanning the entire table, you got many more responses. These many responses you have. The entire table will be printed here after scanning. All the items that we have, those all will be printed here. Now you can see at last scanning the entire table with filter. What is the filter we applied? Subscriber value is true. That is the filter that we applied it. So after that, what is the items that you got? You got only the items which are having subscriber value is true. So you can see your request is ended and there is no error that you got. So like this, your Lambda function will be run. So by using this, you can able to query your DynamoDB tables by using scan operation, and you can even able to apply filter expressions under those scan operation, and you can even able to get an item with having a particular partition key as well as a particular sort key. Even the sort key is optional. So like this way you can able to query your DynamoDB table by using these operations. So this comes under data plane operations. So I hope you understood this video. By using code, how can you perform data plane operations? That is, how can you able to get data plane operations from code? By using Lambda function, you can able to do this. I hope you understood this video. If you feel this video is contentful, then please like, share, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to get the latest updates. Thanks for watching again. See you back in the next video with another good concept. Until then, bye bye, guys.